Welcome to World History Channel. In this video I'm going to show you 10 beautiful places in the world that you must see before you die. We're exploring some of the most breathtaking places on Earth. The first thing you'll notice when looking at these locations is just how diverse they are. From ancient ruins to natural wonders to modern cities, there's something for everyone here. So sit back, relax and enjoy as I take you around these 10 amazing destinations. Hopefully it's enough for your bucket list. Let's get started. Number 10, the Maroon Bells, United States of America. The Maroon Bells are two peaks in the Elk Mountains, Maroon Peak and North Maroon Peak, separated by about half a kilometer. The mountains are on the border between Pitkin County and Gunnison County, Colorado, United States. Maroon Bells Aspen, Colorado is just a few miles away from the city of Aspen. A majestic destination which is definitely worth seeing, for it has one of the most spectacular views in the world. The view of the Maroon Bells to the southwest from the Maroon Creek Valley is very heavily photographed. The Maroon Bells are an increasingly popular destination for the day and overnight visitors. Around 300,000 people visiting every season. Due to the large volume of visitors, a bus service runs every day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. from mid-June through the first weekend in October. During these times, and with just a few exceptions, personal vehicle access is limited to those with handicap placards or disability. Number 9, Amalfi Coast, Italy. The Amalfi Coast, in Italian, called Costiera Amalfitana, is a stretch of coastline on the Tyrrhenian Sea, located in the Gulf of Salerno in southern Italy. The Amalfi Coast is a popular tourist destination for the region, and Italy as a whole, attracting thousands of tourists annually. Like the rest of the region, the Amalfi Coast lies in a Mediterranean climate, featuring warm summers and mild winters. The Amalfi Coast is known for its production of limoncello liqueur, as the area is a cultivator of lemons, known as Sfosato Amalfitano in Italian, which are grown in terraced gardens along the entire coast between February and October. Number 8, Victoria Falls, Zambia, Zimbabwe. Victoria Falls is a waterfall on the Zambezi River in southern Africa, which provides habitat for several unique species of plants and animals. It is located on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe and is considered to be one of the world's largest waterfalls, due to its width of 1,708 meters or 5,604 feet. For a considerable distance upstream from the falls, the Zambezi flows over a level sheet of basalt, in a shallow valley, bounded by low and distant sandstone hills. The river's course is dotted with numerous tree-covered islands, which increase in number where the river approaches the falls. There are no mountains, escarpments, or deep valleys, only a flat plateau extending hundreds of kilometers in all directions. By the end of the 1900s, almost 400,000 people were visiting the falls annually. And this was expected to rise to over 1 million in the next decade. Number 7, the Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef system, composed of over 2,900 individual reefs, and 900 islands, stretching over 2,300 kilometers over an area of approximately 344,400 square kilometers. The Great Barrier Reef can be seen from outer space and is the world's biggest single structure made by living organisms. This reef structure is composed of and built by billions of tiny organisms, known as coral polyps. The Great Barrier Reef has long been known to and used by the Aboriginal Australian and Torres Strait Islander peoples, and is an important part of the local group's cultures and spirituality. The reef is a very popular destination for tourists, especially in the Whitsunday Island and Cairns regions. Due to its vast biodiversity, warm clear waters and accessibility from the tourist boats called liverboards, the reef is a very popular destination, especially for scuba divers. Tourism on the Great Barrier Reef is concentrated in Cairns and also the Whitsundays due to their accessibility. These areas make up 7% to 8% of the park's area. A variety of boat tours and cruises are offered, from single-day trips to longer voyages. Boat sizes range from dinghies to superyachts. By far, the most popular tourist activities on the Great Barrier Reef are snorkeling and diving, for which pontoons are often used, and the area is often enclosed by nets. The outer part of the Great Barrier Reef is favored for such activities, due to water quality. Number 6. Taj Mahal, India. The Taj Mahal is an ivory-white marble mausoleum on the southern bank of the river Yamuna in the Indian city of Agra. It was commissioned in 1632 by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to house the tomb of his favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal. It also houses the tomb of Shah Jahan himself. The Taj Mahal incorporates and expands on design traditions of Indo-Islamic and earlier Mughal architecture. Specific inspiration came from successful Timurid and Mughal buildings including the Ghori-Amir. The Taj Mahal attracts a large number of tourists. UNESCO documented more than 3 million visitors in 2001, which has increased to about 7 to 8 million in 2014. A two-tier pricing system is in place, with a significantly lower entrance fee for Indian citizens and a more expensive one for foreigners. In 2018, the fee for Indian citizens was 50 Indian rupees, for foreign tourists 1,100 Indian rupees. Most tourists visit in the cooler months of October, November and February. The grounds are open from 6 o'clock to 1900 weekdays, except for Friday when the complex is open for prayers at the mosque between 12 o'clock to 1400. The complex is open for night viewing on the day of the full moon and 2 days before and after, excluding Fridays and the month of Ramadan. Number 5. Moraine Lake, Canada. De Moraine Lake is a glacially fed lake in Banff National Park, 14 kilometers, 8.7 miles, outside the village of Lake Louise, Alberta, Canada. It is situated in the Valley of the Ten Peaks, at an elevation of approximately 1,884 meters or 6,181 feet. The lake, being glacially fed, does not reach its crest until middle to late June. When it is full, it reflects a distinctive shade of azure blue. The unique color is due to the refraction of light off the rock flour deposited in the lake on a continual basis by surrounding glaciers. The view of the lake from the top of the rock pile is one of the most photographed locations in all of Canada. That view of the mountains behind the lake in Valley of the Ten Peaks is known as the $20 view, as Moraine Lake was featured on the reverse side of the 1969 and 1979 issues of the Canadian $20 bill. The area is plagued by traffic jams and parking chaos due to out-of-control tourism. Along the same trailhead, the Consolation Lakes Trail starts, which is approximately 3 kilometers, 1.9 miles, long, with an elevation change of 90 meters, 300 feet. Upon reaching Consolation Lakes, hikers may continue along to the upper lake, which is not visible from the end of the lower lake. There is, however, no clearly marked trail, and can often be a scramble over large rocky areas. Number 4, Svartafoss, Iceland. Icelandic for Black Waterfall, Svartafjall, is a waterfall in Skaftafell in Vatnajökull National Park in Iceland, and is one of the most popular sites in the park. It is surrounded by dark lava columns, which gave rise to its name. Other well-known columnar jointing formations are seen at the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, Devil's Tower in Wyoming, United States, and on the island of Staffa in Scotland. The base of this waterfall is noteworthy for its sharp rocks. New hexagonal column sections break off faster than the falling water wears down the edges. These basalt columns have provided inspiration for Icelandic architects, most visibly in the Hallgrímskirkja Church in Reykjavik, and also the National Theatre. Number 3, Grand Canyon, United States of America. The Grand Canyon is a steep-sided canyon carved by the Colorado River in Arizona, United States. The Grand Canyon is 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and attains a depth of over a mile. Nearly 2 billion years of Earth's geological history have been exposed as the Colorado River and its tributaries cut their channels through layer after layer of rock while the Colorado Plateau was uplifted. While some aspects about the history of incision of the canyon are debated by geologists, several recent studies support the hypothesis that the Colorado River established its course through the area about 5 to 6 million years ago. Since that time, the Colorado River has driven the down-cutting of the tributaries and retreat of the cliffs, simultaneously deepening and widening the canyon. The Grand Canyon National Park is one of the world's premier natural attractions, attracting about 5 million visitors per year. Overall, 83% were from the United States. California, Arizona, Texas, Florida, and New York represented the top domestic visitors. Aside from casual sightseeing from the South Rim, averaging 7,000 feet, 2,100 meters, above sea level, rafting, hiking, running, and helicopter tours are popular. The Grand Canyon Ultra Marathon is a 78-mile, 126 kilometers, race over 24 hours. The floor of the valley is accessible by foot, muleback, or by boat or raft from the river. Hiking down to the river and back up to the rim in one day is discouraged by park officials because of the distance, steep and rocky trails, change in elevation, and danger of heat exhaustion from the much higher temperatures at the bottom. Rescues are required annually of unsuccessful rim-to-river-to-rim travelers. Nevertheless, hundreds of fit and experienced hikers complete the trip every year. Number 2, Niagara Falls, United States of America. Niagara Falls is a group of 3 waterfalls at the southern end of Niagara Gorge, spanning the border between the province of Ontario in Canada and the state of New York in the United States. The largest of the 3 is Horseshoe Falls, also known as Canadian Falls, which straddles the international border of the 2 countries. The smaller American Falls and Bridal Veil Falls lie within the United States. Bridal Veil Falls is separated from Horseshoe Falls by Goat Island and from American Falls by Lunar Island, with both islands situated in New York. Peak visitor traffic occurs in the summertime, when Niagara Falls is both a daytime and evening attraction. From the Canadian side, floodlights illuminate both sides of the falls for several hours after dark, until midnight. The number of visitors in 2007 was expected to total 20 million, and by 2009 the annual rate was expected to top 28 million tourists. The oldest and best-known tourist attraction at Niagara Falls is the Maid of the Mist boat cruise, named for an ancient Ongara Indian mythical character, which has carried passengers into the rapids immediately below the falls since 1846. Cruise boats operate from boat docks on both sides of the falls, with the Maid of the Mist operating from the American side and Hornblower Cruises, originally Maid of the Mist until 2014, from the Canadian side. And last but not the least, number 1, Palawan, Philippines. Palawan is the largest island of the province of Palawan in the Philippines and the 5th largest island of the country. The northwest coast of the island is along the South China Sea, while the southeast coast forms part of the northern limit of the Sulu Sea. Much of the island remains traditional and is considered by some as underdeveloped. Abundant wildlife, jungle mountains, and some white sandy beaches attract many tourists, as well as international companies looking for development opportunities. As of 2016, the main island of Palawan was rated the most beautiful island in the world, as voted by respective readers of rival travel publications Condé Nast Traveler and Travel Leisure. It is the 2nd year running that Palawan has won the Condé Nast Traveler Award, as well as the 2nd time in 4 years that it has occupied Travel Leisure's top spot, 2013. El Nido, located at the northern tip of the island, is also currently rated the most beautiful beach in the world by Condé Nast Traveler readers. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. See you in our next videos.